take your punctuality perfectly on time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's convenient.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Business Meets Life. Hello from beautiful Sydney, Australia, and I am very excited to have amazing Ronnie D with us here. Ronnie, what time did you get up this morning?
4:44.
Wow, where did you do since 4:44? That's a good number.
Yeah. You know what? I actually woke up at 4:44. That's my number, right?
You literally naturally woke up?
Yeah. You know what? Funny fact about me is 50% of the week I have to go. I have to probably wake up at least probably about 4 o'clock, 4:45, 4:40, and 50% of the time I go to bed around 4 o'clock, and I go to 7 hours.
Wow. Wait, why do you have to get up? I mean, I'm an early bird too. Like, why do you have to get up so early?
Well, if I'm boxing, I'm on the boxing.
Wow. So it's basically a choice.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. See, I love it. And before we're hitting, and we're gonna get to know a little bit more about you guys, we're quickly gonna show you something really, really interesting that I saw on your Instagram.
Right.
Quickly changing the screen. Tech work in progress. Give us a nice smile if you turn around your beautiful face, Ronnie.
Yeah. But what you see? I'm intrigued.
So you don't even know what I'm about to show. So stay tuned, guys. What I'm going to show you now. Actually, he might not even be able to see it himself. I guess it's going to be a surprise. Don't hate me for it, but actually, I think you will be fine. So we can now see this beautiful Instagram. Can you see it there? Actually,
I don't see
not yet. Actually, wait. Okay, I gotta share this. Add to stage, guys. Okay, welcome to Ronnie's amazing Instagram. So let's have a look at who exactly is Ronnie. I'm not sure if people.
Oh, is this the Valentine's one?
It is. Just have a look. I don't know if we can actually hear it. Okay, there's some background music just in case you can't hear it. You can already guess who it is, right? Oh, yes. Oh, is that you as well, Ronnie?
Yeah, it's me the whole time.
That was like in Vegas, no, Nevada?
Which one? I can't see from here.
I see. Now you're in Bulara municipality.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing.
I can't believe so. Valentine's now applications now open.
Yeah.
You're saying, right? Oh my gosh. Okay. So guys, yes, this is Ronnie. Okay. I need to hire a proper tech person here. So, work in progress. Okay, guys, this was Ronnie. Yeah, Valentine's applications are open. How many did you get?
Look, I've got a few, but I mean, look, it was kind of unserious. You know what I mean? Like, I think I saw, like, these days I try to be a lot more creative if I see something, and I think I can turn it into a content piece, and I've got the time to do so. I'll try to, make something kind of happen. I mean, yeah, there was probably some applications, but to be fair, I didn't think it was available in Valentine's. So.
You were busy working, I guess.
Yeah.
So, a little bit about Ronnie. I only know a few pieces of him, and one of these ones is basically you are co-owning a nightclub. And basically, in this hip-hop R&B club that you have, it's called Bruno, Sydney, some of the biggest stars of the world have been there. The Bruno Mars, the Kevin Harts, Pia Mia, the kid Laroi.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite an extensive list.
Looking at this and having known you in a different way, you are extremely humble how I've got to know you. And I will share with you guys the story very, very shortly, so make sure you stay with us. Independently of this, you have just launched a new business. Now, tell me a little bit, who is the real Ronnie D?
I mean, who's the real Ronnie D? I think it's a very broad question in terms of me. I feel like every aspect of me is real. Like when I look at how I approach things, I just approach things with as much authenticity as possible. In terms of who the real me is, I mean, I'm a pretty basic guy. Like, I mean, I enjoy working out, seeing friends, working on my businesses, and obviously just working towards a good goal. So,
Tell us quickly a little bit more about your two businesses.
uh,
Or maybe there's more, I don't know.
I'll do a few different things, but probably the two things that I'm probably the thing that I'm most known for in Sydney is probably nightlife. A lot of people know me to obviously run a lot of venues in Sydney. Like I've always been like my history in Sydney is I was pretty much a promoter. I used to run most of the venues that you can think of in Sydney. I probably, if it was a popular place, I'd probably be either running it or have some kind of ties to the places. So get people in, host VIP services there or anything like that. Now, in terms of what I'm probably most prominently known for is probably my venue Noir that I founded. It's great people. That's probably the most known because it's made a lot of noise in Sydney's nightlife in a short amount of time. So we opened up, I think, 2022, so that's 4 years this year. We've been about 5 months ago, about 4 years. Basically, this is a time where a lot of nightlife just wasn't happening in Sydney. Nothing was really happening. Nothing was really going on. And we decided to take a space that hadn't been anything for 8 years plus, like just sitting there dormant. And yeah, we turned it into a place that started to see like a lot of celebrities. Like we said, we first started with an artist called Paige. That was on a Tuesday night. We announced it the day before, and then like 500 people rock up the next day.
Was he very famous? That's why people came?
There's a couple of different things. So H is a UK artist. He's like a UK rapper. He's got he's got a few hits. If you hear his music, you probably know it.
Yeah.
But at the same time that H was in town, there was also you'd know the Gorillas, obviously.
Of course.
You would probably know Jack Harlow.
Maybe.
Jack Harlow.
I probably know his music. I might be wrong.
Jack Harlow's massive.
Okay.
And then there was another group of artists called Birth Gang, or do you know J. Cole?
Maybe. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're signed to J. Cole. So all these artists are all in town at the same time in Sydney at that time. So we book H, and H has a relationship with Jack Harlow. So obviously through the rumor mill, everyone finds out H is coming to the club. It's 24 hours out. What's Jack Harlow going to do? Because Jack Harlow has a concert, H has a concert, the Gorillas have a concert, and Earth Gang have a concert.
Wow.
So there's all these concerts happening in Sydney on a Tuesday night. So we obviously we book H. I did the deal on Sunday. I announced the event on Monday, and then we threw the party on Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
So it was like mobilizing to get this done was like crazy because we set up a bus to be outside the concert for people who were going straight to the concert. I had people handing out flyers, like I had a bunch of people promoting it. There's a lot to do in a very short amount of time. Because if you know anything about Sydney, it's hard to find a good place on a Friday night.
And that's what people told me when I actually moved here. They said like the nightlife used to be so good back in the days. And then everybody was telling me, I know a couple of other nightclub or like former restaurant owners, and everyone was saying, well, now is not really the best time anymore to open something, or it will be closed after some time, like the good times are over.
I don't think good times are over. I think it's harder. It's a harder climate to make it make sense. But I don't know. Yeah.
So what do you think? What does it take to be a successful business owner, or especially also like in the nightlife?
Oh, it takes a lot of things. I think it takes creativity.
I think you're definitely creative. We can see this also from some of your content online.
We try. It takes being creative. It takes being steadfast, and more than anything, it probably takes resilience. I think in business or anything else, I've got a lot of friends who are entrepreneurs, and I think the one thing that you see that's really common between all of them is resilience. It's not easy. This lifestyle is not everyone. I think people see it and they're like, oh, that looks exciting. You get to work on your own hours, you get to do it, etc. or whatever. So people often think that they're going to start a business to be able to govern their own hours, not realizing that you probably start a business and have to work every day of your life.
Yeah. People think of freedom, for example, and
you got to earn it. Unfortunately, the thing is, you've got to earn it, and that comes with resilience.
Absolutely. It's interesting, most of the successful people and celebrities I've interviewed in here, if you ask them what does it take to be successful, it definitely is resilience. You hear it over and over again. What would be your definition of success?
My definition of success, I think everyone's got a different definition of what successful is to them. Success to me is if you have a dream or goal or something that you would like to achieve, then and you go out and by all means to achieve that and you get there, that's success. And success can look in many different ways. I think most people value success in money. I think they put a metric on it, and that metric is usually money.
Yeah.
But I mean, for some people, success is just having a happy family, making sure that you've got a roof over your head, making sure that your kids are good, and your family doesn't have to stress about it.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you think has been the best business advice you've ever received? Or it could even be life advice. Best advice ever.
I don't know if it's. I'm sure that there's been other golden nuggets that have been imparted to me. But I remember when I was working on a creative project, and it was with a good friend of mine, and his dad, he was a very astute businessman, very successful businessman. He said something, and he's like, in business, the way you have to look at business is like, when I go into business with someone, it's a marriage.
Right.
So a principle for me that I look at when it comes to business is everything I do, I don't do anything short term. So if I book you to do something for me today, like in my mind, we're gonna do it again. If I have an inkling or something like where I think that we're gonna do business and we're never gonna do it again, it's not really like for me. It's not necessarily something like I heavily pursue. So like whenever we create a relationship in business, you have to look at it like a marriage.
Yeah.
There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but more than anything else, if you stick by each other's sides, then you're going to be really good. So now I look at a lot of people that I've worked with, and we work together over the years because I don't look at things short term. I don't look at it's like little things like you wouldn't shortchange someone that you wouldn't shortchange your partner.
Yeah.
Like make sure that they're looked after, make sure that you're being fair, you're being empathetic about what the situations are, but at the same time, like in a marriage, there's still expectations.
Absolutely.
So I think that's one of the best advice.
Yeah. I mean, from the first encounter we had, and we're going to get back to the story soon, I can definitely see like some of the strongest and best values you are. I can see the resilience, the discipline. What makes you get up so early or not making excuses? What keeps you driving? Do you have a specific goal and mission that gets you up every single day to be so consistent, not just in your businesses, but also in your sports?
Yeah, I think it's as simple as if you understand the value of hard work and the reward system that follows hard work, then you're going to get up. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard. There's 100% days where you wake up and you're like, but you have to do it. Do you know what I mean? They say that if you what did I say? They say that you shouldn't work off your motivation. You should work off discipline, right? Because if you work off motivation, then it's all temperamental. It's like you wake up in the morning, you feel good, so then you don't do it, and then you wake up in the morning, you don't feel good, then you don't do it. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. You get it every day because that's how you see results. There's a saying, another one, which is like, I will go out and I will achieve exactly what, or I'll go and do exactly what I said I was going to do, long after you knew that I set those expectations as left.
Oh, great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you could be, when you're motivated, you're like, just going, oh yeah, I'm going to do it, and then eventually that mood is gone.
Yeah.
And so if you hang on to something, you only act in the mood that you're in, then more than likely, probably not.
Yeah, and I love that about you. For more than 6 years, I was running this Monday morning motivation community. So every Monday at 7 a.m. we were live on Zoom. 7 a.m. China time. But we had people joining, many from China, but also from abroad, foreigners too. So recently I was able to sell this, and it's still existing after a long time, making impact. But we could really see the difference on, we wanted to motivate, one of the reasons I started. But then the more I learned about psychology and people and so on. It was really, as you said, about like discipline and everything else, or not just like thriving on these kind of emotions. Recently, you have started another business with sunglasses, accessories.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you start it? What was driving you to start another business?
Well, I mean, you know, it's funny. Like, I mean, once again, it's one of those things, right? Like, you have to trust time. But Suma, which is the name of the business, is something that I came up with like a long time ago. I think I came up with it in like 2019. Was the name. Suma is a Latin word for summit, meaning the top. Right? And so that as a business name is a triple outcome. It means, you know, they can be looked at metaphorically, where it's like, you know, obviously you want to get to the top and it's not a physical place. It's a metaphorical place.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's the fact that, you know, accessories top off your outfit. You know, it's like the tip of the iceberg, it's the top. You know, you could wear, like for instance, if you look at my outfit, it's all black, everything, but then that accentuates the accessories.
Absolutely.
You know what I
And
mean?
your glasses look great. Can I buy those in your shop as well?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Very nice.
Funny enough, I actually may or may not have a present for you.
What? Oh my gosh! I didn't expect that.
I got two different types here. Go ahead and pick one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, I think it's the first time I'm getting a present on a podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's have a look. I guess we're gonna try it on now, right? All right. Oh my gosh. You know what? So a friend took me swimming in Sydney, and then he was like, "You might want to take off your sunglasses."
Yeah.
It was like we saw the sunrise, and it was 5 a.m. Coochie Beach. We went into the waves. The waves weren't so big, but he was like, "Take off your sunglasses." I'm like, "No, I don't want to get my hair wet." And then like this big wave hit me, and of course, what happened? I lost my sunglasses. I literally don't have any sunglasses right now.
There you go.
All right. How do I look?
Alright, so that's one. You might need you got a friend with one?
No more phones, no more devices.
I've got you can maybe just show me.
I love that, a live fashion show. Guys, let me comment below, let me know if you like them or not. Does it fit or not? Oh wow, this is very like a different kind of style, but I do trust your.
Well, I mean, you can pick out the two.
Okay, let's look at number 2. Thank you. Oh my gosh. This is great. Number 2. By the way, in the meanwhile, while I'm trying these ones on, where can people buy them? And also, if people are not based in Sydney and other parts of Australia or even abroad, where can they buy it?
It's nationwide. Soon to be global. But really, I mean, if you go globally, you can organize.
Okay, so they just go on Instagram or like on the website, Suma?
Oh,
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
yeah, you like those? You'd be the first person to have those.
Really?
Yeah,
Not the distance? I was about to pick the other one.
I just got those, so they just came in. So they're like a really nice, like they actually level up in quality as well. So it's a TR90 frame.
Is it like a trend nowadays? So you recommend I go for these ones then?
Well, it's not that it's trending. I don't know if there's a trending per se, but it's more so the fact that it's like for me, that's the newest product that we have.
Is it? I
So
think
no one's got it. It's not even on the website.
I might pick the other ones though.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I really love it. So Suma, SOOMA, guys. We're gonna put it in the comments as well later on. And thank you so much.
So,
Now, again, I think now is the time to actually share the story on how we have met. And again, this shows like your amazing values and how you have wowed me from the start. So, I love this present. Thank you so much. How did I meet Bonnie? So I'm still new in Australia, although I came here for a couple of times in the past, guys, if you have known this. And, you know, like I'm an intercultural trainer. I've helped so many foreigners in China integrating in a new life. But when I was like about to move here, because I was like, it happened so on short notice. I didn't really prepare. I didn't train myself or coach myself on, okay, Janine, you are about to like change your life phase. I'm still doing stuff in China, still coming to China and so on. But yeah, life happens and integrating in a new country and being a foreigner stuff. I mean, everyone has like challenging times, right?
Of course, right, yeah.
We all do. So I was like, I was not having a good day, and I was so upset. Something happened in the morning, and then I was like, okay, I don't even know how I can stop crying right now. And I was like, hey, I just go out of this building, away from my laptop. I'm just gonna go for a walk. And 5 minutes from here, we're in Surrey Hills. There is this park. So I was like, I'm just gonna go sit in this park, maybe have a walk, and I'm gonna be fine. I was like, should I call a friend? But to be honest, I'm not so good at asking for help. And I was just like my mind, like an old pattern I'm running on. No, I don't want to bother my friends. They are working. I'm not gonna call them. Just gonna I'm gonna be fine soon. So I was sitting on this bench in this park, and I just couldn't stop the tears coming down. Then I had water, 2 tissues, and just like I was wearing this beautiful, like big red blazer.
Yeah, you're stupid stylish.
In this park, and it was just like 9 o'clock in the morning, and like these tears are coming down, 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 and suddenly this guy comes up. You can't imagine who it is. I was sitting on a bench, and he was like, hey, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? I think like you are working out there. I didn't even notice you, and I couldn't stop crying. I was so embarrassed. So when you ask me, hey, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? And or maybe a few different kind of words. I can't remember, but I was like, I wanted to say, being a strong woman, especially as an entrepreneur, no, I'm okay, just go away,
Well,
do your thing.
you did it first, and I asked you, are you sure? I'm happy to listen. And then that's when you got to talk.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I could barely even talk because I just continued crying. And I mean, this in public, it's not that I would be, first of all, a woman who's crying, although it's natural, you'd be sometimes needed. And especially not doing it in public, but in this moment, I didn't know where to go, right? So after this, he said it, he came over, he took his time. I mean, obviously he had other things to do, working out. And then you were just talking, and it was just so nice of you. It was so caring. It was it takes a lot for a stranger, guys, to come up to you, whether you see someone cry or not, and just take out your time and just listen and ask questions, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to thank you again for this, because it shows character. But then something very interesting also happened. I think the questions that you started to ask me, I was like, wait. Is this guy into numerology? Does he know about astrology? Is he asking me about my zodiac sign? Because I have a little bit of knowledge about it. And it was just and later he was giving me, he asked questions. I felt like he's mentoring me, he's coaching me, he's a great listener, he's so empathetic, he's a caring human. You were just the most amazing human that could have come into my life in this place. So, yeah, thank you again for this. And I want other people out there to actually take Ronnie as a role model. Whenever you see someone who really needs help, whether you know this person or not, go over, help, whatever it is. I feel like the less and less people nowadays are actually doing it. So have the strength, no matter who you are. So going back to this side of you, I am wondering, tell me a little bit about these questions and how you why did you ask these kind of questions in the beginning?
Oh, well, which questions?
I think you were trying to figure out my zodiac signs.
I'm not really a more person zodiac, but I understand it, but not that well. Numerology I understand quite well. I guess it was just more so I think we were talking about a few different things, and I think a lot of your I think you present as someone who's quite astute and really ambitious and motivated, and then when I asked you what your birthday was, I think you ended up coming up as a 8, which is exactly the lane that you need to be in. That's an entrepreneurial lane through and through. 8 is the number one. If no one understands the way numerology works, it's basically the science of numbers. Everyone has a number. You just add up your date of birth, your full date of birth, and it'll give you a certain number. You have 2 energies. The first energy is, or the main energy is your full date of birth reduced, and then the secondary energy is the day of the month that you're born. Right? And this gives you a pretty good, accurate painting of someone's personality. You can probably, and because it dictates their skills, it also dictates their weaknesses. right? So you find out with someone like yourself being an 8, like your skills are always going to be more around, like they say that an 8 as a number is a powerhouse, like I have a lot of friends who are 8s and it rings incredibly true, they have like a natural knack for business, like I would say, when I think about some of my friends who are most successful, got businesses that are doing, multi-million dollar, one of them probably billionaires, like their life doesn't pay,
Wow, I feel like I'm on a good path now, and you give me a lot of hope. Maybe I'm one of the next future millionaires and multi-millionaires.
Yeah, all you gotta do is the right thing. 8 is a number of returning karma and abundance.
I love it.
So you do the right thing, more abundance comes to you.
So now everybody knows about me and my life. Coming back to you, and thank you for that. How did you get into numerology, and how do you actually use it in your daily life or in your work?
It's so this is actually I've been on a podcast, or not in a long time, not since like COVID. So I haven't really spoken much about this, but in terms of how I got into numerology, I think it was super random. To be honest with you, I was in Bali, and I was I got connected by friends to someone else, and they're looking at different projects, villa projects, developments. And I met one of the guys who was like heading up everything. Like he's like great, honestly, great guy, really super entrepreneur. And we were, I guess we were just chopping it up in his office. Like to be honest with you, before we even got to talk about business, we were just talking a little bit about life, getting to know each other. Seeing his office, I noticed all this stuff in the room, and just had like a lot of things there. I think he had maybe like a Fibonacci sequence, which is like 369. I don't know if you know anything about the teachings of Nikola Tesla.
Only a little bit.
But like Nikola Tesla, if you look back at it on his I guess on a lot of things they used to say, Nikola Tesla used to always say 369 is like the code of life, right? It's a code of life that relates to like a Fibonacci sequence. So if you look at life, everything happens in a swirl. If you look at most things in life, energy, it comes in a circular motion in a swirl, which ends up being like somewhat like a Fibonacci. Right? So that's something for people to read on if they want to get to know that. But anyway, so we start talking a bit more, so then he starts to realize that I'm heavily spiritual into like a few different things. And then he asked me my date of birth, and then I gave him my date of birth, and he gives me this thing, and he goes, he actually gave me a booklet. And he's like, this is yours. And I was like, what's this one? And he's like, this is your numerology, this is what your life is about, this is what you're like. I read it, and it resonated with me, and I was like, fuck, that sounds like me. And then that was kind of just like very baseline, just life path number. But there's many numbers. Like your name has an energy that comes with it.
The address.
Address, yeah, sure. But like, I'm talking about like as an individual, your personality, you as a person. There's like I would say there's multiple numbers that align. Your main number is your life path number. That's the one that's most clear.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of other stuff. So like you could use numerology to look at someone, look at what their innate lives are.
How do you use this knowledge in your work or in your life?
In the work and life, I think it expedites understanding something. It really does. So like let's say for instance, like if I'm looking to hire like let's say a promoter or someone who's going to be more vigilant in sales, I'll probably look for someone who's like a life path number 3 or life path number 5 because they're the most social, they're the most charismatic, they're really outgoing, they tend to be quite outgoing. So their natural thing is connection, I think, communication. They want to be around people. They're quite magnetic in how they are. So that's something that you put in sales because they're gonna like people like them and they like dealing with people. I think if you're in sales, you have to have that in you.
As a corporate trainer, I would often use in my hiring process, I either look at their 16 personality types, like MBTI, like for example, ENTJ, INFP, I mean, that's what I also like train corporates on.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good reminder. I used to do it when I started working at HP.
Yeah.
I used to check according to the names what could be their number. So even before I met the people, I had a little bit of like knowledge about them. But I stopped doing that, so that's a really good reminder.
Yeah, like, and to be honest with you, like, you know, this exercise, that all that stuff, like that exact test that you're talking about, probably circle back to college.
Yeah.
More than that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of psychology. So tell me, what else are you utilizing in your private life or in terms of like beliefs, mindset that actually makes you the person who you are, that makes you so successful, that makes you so good and strong in your character, in your values?
So come again.
Like, I don't know, like, do you have specific other procedures, routines you follow that makes you stronger in your resilience, in your mindset?
I mean, like,
or like you mentioned something about spirituality.
I meditate and stuff. Like, I meditate, I pray, I practice gratitude. I think gratitude is super important. You know, I think, you know, they say that, what do they say? They say that anxiety is a fear of the future. Depression is your living in the past, and gratitude is living in the present. Right? So if you look at that, like, you know, gratitude outweighs everything. You know, that's like, if you're like, I mean, most people when they're depressed, they think about all the things that they don't have, or all the things that they lost, forgetting that there's so many things that they have. We live in the first world. Our problems are not as complex as what people think.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're really not. You know.
Can you tell us a bit more on like how long do you meditate? What kind of meditation do you do? When do you do it? How do you practice gratitude? Because a lot of people do it, right?
Yeah.
I do it partly myself, and it's a good reminder that again I want to actually incorporate it even more in my life.
Yeah.
How do you do it? There's many ways.
There's many ways. There's actually many ways. I mean, to be honest with you, like, I always said I wanted to meditate, and then like, I think what happens? Like, I just never ever started. This is like years ago now, many years ago.
Yeah,
And then I think I had to house sit for a friend in the city. And when I was going to house sit, like, I think something popped up. Like, a friend of mine posted something about a meditation course that he took. It's a 3-day meditation course. And it happened to be in the window that I was house sitting for that friend in a place that was really proximal to there. So I was like, this is a no-brainer. This is a sign. It's a sign. I'm gonna sign up. So I signed up. That was a TM course. That was transcendental meditation. So that uses like a mantra. They teach you a mantra. You basically do it for about 20 minutes, 2 times a day. I don't do it 20 minutes 2 times a day. And it's not like any type of meditation that I do. I do different types of meditation. But that was like my first introduction to meditation, which is like maybe 6 or 7 years ago now. Not more. Like 7 or 8 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. And this makes you so authentic again. So I was just a couple of days ago, I was giving this training to a big band, and one part of this was about how we use communication to make an impact. And again, like how we met, you definitely have made a positive impact in my life. Another fun fact, guys, a lot of you might not know actually that I love hip-hop music and I love to dance. Well, this is something you guys may have known by now. So I was telling you, like, when you came in my life, even weeks before that, I've been wanting to check out a hip-hop club for a while, but there's not much in Sydney, and I made excuses. It wasn't a big priority, and I wanted to go out dancing for a while now. And then again, like, once after I felt better, you made me feel better and everything, I calmed down, I asked you about your work, right? And you taught me about the hip-hop path, right? So I came to a club, you came in my life, like it was a wish to the universe, right? Wanted to find this hip-hop club where I could go dancing, so thanks to this. Everyone was in Sydney, remember to check out more. And now you know a secret maybe that I haven't told you yet. So tell me something about you that we might not know, because I know on the one hand you post a lot on social media, a lot of people do know you, a lot of people might have an impression about you, because whenever we meet someone, right, we immediately might have a couple of prejudices, right? Just by looking at this person.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're very different. The better, the more I get to know you. What is something that a lot of people might not know about you?
Well, I mean,
that you haven't spoken about?
I'm usually like pretty open about most things. I mean, in terms of, you were saying, I guess prejudgments and what people kind of assume of people. Like, I'm an alcoholic, so the assumption is probably live a life of partying.
Lots of
women, drugs, everything. Actually, like, to be honest with you, I've never really done drugs. I think I've smoked weed like maybe once or twice. Anything else is like a no-go.
Yeah.
So I feel like some people just assume.
Exactly, and it happens to everyone.
But which is fine. Like I've no judgment on anybody who does. It's just a personal choice. I just never saw the need to do anything.
Yeah.
But so like I think that for anything face value, most people wouldn't see me as the guy who like meditates and does numerology and all these other things. Like it's probably very left field for what you probably expect from a club owner.
Yeah.
So but at the same time, when I look at myself, I don't confine myself to I'm a club owner. Like it's not it's something that I do. Do you know what I mean? It's something I do, it's not who I am.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and I liked your personality from the start. And this is for all the ladies out there, I apologize. I'm not a superficial person, but I gotta say this out there. So now imagine Janine crying on the bench in a park in the middle of Sydney, right? And this guy coming over, super nice guy. Once I calmed down and I had a proper brain again, I was looking at it and I'm like, shoot, he literally sat in front of me half naked on the bench. Remember, this is like summer in Sydney. He was working out at the playground and he's pretty strong. Like once later he went back to his workout and like in his six pack, sitting in front of me, I'm like, shoot, I'm the luckiest woman in the world right now. Again, remember, I'm not a superficial person, right? But this comes back to, as you just said, you're not taking drugs. You're not like excessively like drinking and all these other things of what we would have as a prejudice to a nightclub owner. Because otherwise you couldn't be disciplined, you couldn't get up so early, you couldn't like do your sports as you were saying and all these other things. So I think, and this is exactly why I brought Ronnie up here, because he's so authentic, he's such a role model. And many of us out there, we need more of these authentic role models. And a lot of people never get to get to know a person like you from like different kind of angles. Which brings me to the next question. Going back in your childhood, where you come from, how has your childhood actually developed you or made you of who you are nowadays?
I mean, I don't know if this is common knowledge for some people or some not, but I actually didn't grow up in Australia. I was born in Zimbabwe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was born in Zimbabwe. So I've been in Australia for more than 20 years. So, but I was born in Zimbabwe and I came here when I was 9 years old.
With your parents?
With my family. With my nuclear family. So that was my mother, my father, and my brothers. So
wow.
Yeah, So I mean, in terms of growing up, I think you get a bit of each experience. You look at how it's a much more simplistic lifestyle. Mm-hmm. It's a way slower lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, you coming from there to here is like a start juxtaposition. Obviously, as a child, it's very easy to integrate. It's a very different lifestyle, but I think my parents left Zimbabwe with to be honest with you, my mother was a nurse, my dad was an accountant. Like they had good professions in their own right. We had a nice, decent sized house with, we had whatever we needed. They left everything to come here and start again. And that's not because it was not a war-torn country or anything. They just saw in their minds that there was going to be better opportunities for us abroad. Yeah. Primarily for us, like I said, like they had good jobs in the street. They weren't struggling. They weren't refugees. Yeah. But they restarted everything to come here. Wow. And it's funny because they just, I think they saw that the country was probably gone down a bit of a path that was probably not necessarily what Zimbabwe was originally known before. Like, I mean, you know, shortly after we left, Zimbabwe became the worst economy in the world.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like, I mean, I remember, because like, as a kid, I remember, like, you know, like, finish school, dad pick us up from school, you go to, like, you go to, like, a convenience store or something like that, and, like, you get snacks. And I still remember how much snacks were, like, it was, like, $5 or something, or, like, you know, $6 or something. You know, which is still, like, for snacks, that's a lot of money, like, like when you think about, like, you know, in Australian economy, right? But then over the span of, like, you know, 6 or 7 years, the economy got so bad that you go to a place like that and then, you know, you buy a donut for $1 million. Inflation is crazy hyperinflation. So, like, I'm talking about, you go there in the morning and you buy bread for $5 million, and then you come back later in that day and then the bread is now $8 million. That's how bad the inflation was. It's so inflammatory that prices could change during the day for basic necessities.
That's crazy.
There was a theory, there's a funny joke at the end of it where it was like, through that process, where it was like the inflation in Zimbabwe is so bad that the dollars can't keep up, that you're better off using the money to wipe your ass than actually buying a tissue.
Oh, wow.
It's a joke.
Yeah, no, but it gets to the point.
You know what I mean? Because you have so many notes, but they mean nothing.
Yeah.
Because inflation is so bad. It's but yeah, that's like like, I mean, come from that to this, you have to be grateful for what you have. You know?
Absolutely.
Even though government is sometimes a little bit incompetent. Sometimes, I mean, a lot.
I think we all have them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why right now I'm not living in Germany.
Yeah.
Right? It's a great country, but we also struggle. We all do have the pros and cons. When's the last time you've been to Zimbabwe?
2015. So it's been a while.
Wow. So your mother tongue is?
The language. There's 2 languages. There's Shona and there's Ndebele.
Do you still speak it?
I understand Ndebele and I can partially speak Shona.
Okay.
But I can understand both.
Nice. Thank you for sharing this part about you. So what's coming next? Looking at the future, what are the next goals you're hitting according to your Instagram? I had to Google what means M.I.A.
Oh, MIA.
Yeah, I didn't know about this.
MIA, yeah, missing in action.
Yeah, so like what's the next mission or goals or like future things that you're working on?
I guess the next thing that's coming is it's only probably 6 days away. Yeah, it's actually precisely 6 days away. So opening up a new rooftop rooftop bar sky lounge in Sydney CBD.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, it'll be called Sora. It's gonna be super special. Yeah, so that's like a few months in the making now. But yeah, I think it'll be it's like, you know, you get 4 views of Sydney CBD, the Sydney skyline. It's late license till about 2 a.m.
Wow.
The head chef Pablo, who curated the menu and everything, ex-American, also a great guy. We'll be doing some super cool offerings in there. So looking at like brunches, corporate functions, live music and jazz, like a bit of house music, in the courtyard. You can never go wrong. Like it's gonna be pretty. I think it's gonna be special.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like my taste. Just like last week for St. Patrick's Day, a friend with
Still in
me.
the outfit.
Yeah, I'm still now for 1 week. Why not, right? You can never have enough green.
Like I said, green's my favorite color.
So why are you not wearing it?
I am.
Didn't you see? Oh, your underwear? Oh, gotcha. Your jewelry, of course. Yeah, so a friend was taking me on a rooftop. I was like, coming from China, we have some of the most amazing brunches and rooftops in Shanghai. So I was like, since I'm in Sydney, I haven't even been on a rooftop yet. And then we went there and I was like,
Which rooftop was it?
it was inside next to the Westfield Babylon.
Oh, Babylon, yeah.
But then I'm like, where's the view, right? But I mean, the drink was nice, and after work it's great, but it's not like what we're used to in China.
Yeah,
In terms
I
of
mean,
rooftop.
Babylon is not a bad venue. The food's decent from the last time I remember.
The cocktail was great.
Yeah, I think it's a good. I'd say it's a solid venue. Views up there, like it's in the middle of the Westfield, so like you've got all the towers, everything around it. You've got everything.
Yeah.
With Sora, you can see Centrepoint Tower, like, clear as day. You can see over the Anzac Bridge. You can see Centrepoint Tower. It's a 1910 building, so the building was done in 1910. It's heritage listed. They used the same steel from the Harbour Bridge to make into this venue.
Wow.
That's how. Yeah, this is like.
I really look forward to that one.
Nice.
What other projects, goals are you working on right now? Seems like it's never ending. There's always something new, which is exciting.
That's really the truth. The truth is it's never ending. There's always going to be something new. I mean, I think the most thing I'm probably locked for the time being. I'm locked in on making sure that everything is running smoothly at Noir. You know, all our other businesses that we have, because in the group we have other boats and nightclubs and stuff like that. Obviously, the rooftop is like a concern because that's opening in less than a week now, so we're still doing all the finishing works. And then I'm also on the side of that, also getting ready for a fight. So I've got a boxing fight in 2 months.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Exciting. So we're coming to the last questions now. First of all the best to that fight.
Thank you.
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Yeah, we spoke so much about your success and what a great person you are, at least in my eyes.
Yeah.
Right? But what makes you happy, Ronnie?
I think freedom makes me happy. I think the being able to see the people that you love, being able to do things that you actually want to do is what it should make you happy. And being around good people too. I think you are the company that you keep.
Absolutely. Okay, now let's have a little bit of gossip. Now that you have been surrounded by all of these big celebrities around the world, the best DJs and rappers and singers, can you share a couple of stories, things that happened in your night, in your club before, things? I'm sure you have a lot of really cool stories about these guys.
There's so many stories. I mean, when it comes to the celebrities, there's nothing like crazy juicy or anything like that. Nothing like, it's like that's super scandalous, you know. And even if there was,
you can't talk about it.
So it's like you probably just don't talk about it anyway.
Absolutely.
But I mean, there's nothing too crazy, you know. We've done a lot of private parties, done private parties with Travis Scott, done private parties with Bruno Mars, done private parties with T-Pain. Like, there's a lot of people that have done private parties with. So that's a really cool setting because the guard is like a lot more down. Like the artist isn't so worried about having to perform. Yeah. The crowd is more controlled, so you get to see the artist a little bit more in the element. There's not really so much of a facade, So I think that's always a pretty cool thing. I mean, favorite guests and stuff like that. Like, I mean, the people that left an impression for me. Bruno was super cool. I don't know if you know Chance the Rapper.
I don't.
Chance the Rapper is probably one of the coolest.
Why is that? What
Chance the Rapper is, we still follow each other on Instagram. Like, Chance the Rapper is like the most down-to-earth person, one of the most down-to-earth people that you ever meet. So we had the club open on a Thursday. We were running an experimental event. Like, it wasn't something that we'd always done. Like, we never ran a weekly Thursday, but we tried it. Unfortunately, it didn't really work at the time. But one of those nights was a night that Chance the Rapper was in town. And he had nowhere to go. So he ended up coming to Noir, right? And then he came with some people that I know they recommended Noir, so he ended up at Noir. Dead night. Why? There's no one except for like Chance's crew, a few people that we know, and a few other people. Wasn't that busy. Got to meet Chance the Rapper. Make sure he's good. He is super like, not a diva, not anything. It's just like, cool, I'm super vibes, We go to let him out. I'd say, it's great to have you, like, it's great to meet you. And he's like, yeah, man, for sure. He's like, wait. And he's like, man, he speaks to one of the homies and he's like, make sure we get a photo. So Chance the Rapper goes, hey, bro, let's get a photo. So me and him get a photo. And then he goes, cool, that's on my phone, yes, so I can save that. So he wanted the photo. I've never had a celebrity ask me for a photo. Then he's like, cool, like, what's your Instagram? So we exchange Instagrams. So me and him exchange Instagrams. He's like, ah, cool. You know, he's like, I'm gonna be around, so maybe I'll come back around. We'll see, right? So that's the interaction. Humble, best guy ever, right? Chance comes back on Saturday. On Saturday night, Chance comes back with his crew. They party. Don't think nothing of it. He's already the most amazing guy, so we looked after him. Everything been super cool. And then at the end of the night, he's left, everyone's left, and there's a guy. I see this guy, he's American. I noticed this is during the time of South by Southwest, which is like a music festival.
Oh yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I meet this guy, and it's after the pub's closed, it's like late at night, and he's like just finding his way home. And I said to him, I was like, "Oh, did you find him?" He's like, "Man, night was dope, man. The vibes was sick, blah blah blah, whatever, etc." And then I was like, "Oh, so are you with Chance's crew? Are you with? Is that who you came with tonight?" He goes, "Man, to be honest, me and Chance only met this week, right?" I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So he's like, "We met at South by Southwest, and today, or actually for the last 2 days, Chance has been telling everybody we're going to a black-owned club on the weekend, and we went up here." So Chance the Rapper not only got us to take a photo, not only followed me on Instagram, but he also was telling everybody to come to Noir on that weekend. That's how fucking cool Chance the Rapper is.
Amazing.
Like, unreal. He has there's no financial benefit for him. This is just him just showing support because he's been looked after. Like crazy.
Yeah, just being a good human.
Chance the Rapper is he's up there.
I would definitely Google him.
Yeah. Oh, he's got amazing music too.
I'm sure I know it. You know, sometimes I just don't know the names.
You know, oh, nah, I've been drinking, nah.
Oh, that's it? Of course I know the song.
That's Chance the Rapper. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
wow.
There's heaps. Look at it.
Awesome. Well, shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for making time in your busy schedule. You're working on so many cool things. And guys, if you love today's episode, sharing is caring. Please follow Ronnie D on Instagram. Check out if you're in Sydney. Zora, Noah.
Yeah.
Any other places?
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's Sea Deck, the boat. If you want to ever try a boat, Sea Deck is amazing. We've also got Aura, that's our super club. And then if you're ever in Brisbane, we've got Oasis.
Beautiful. And we have these wonderful sunglasses, Soma, Sooma. Thank you so much for their present. And I just want to say out again, shout out to you and to everybody else. Take a piece of courage, of the good values of Ronnie, and do something good for the people out there as well. Let's not be selfish, right? Yeah, thank you so much for coming over. You guys take care. I'm going to stop the live streaming now. I need to get someone to help me here in person in the future.
You gotta start somewhere, right?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I got a couple of actually, we have a couple of comments in here. First, it was saying, I'm hoping I can get one like that soon as well. And Mark is saying, inflation has really been affecting everyday life lately. He's from the Philippines, so we have a really international crowd. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for joining.